Just gonna put a timer up and say, okay, find your partner, go get your supplies, and basically get to work, because we've already discussed all of this stuff, and they've already started on it a little bit.
Are you gonna go over and remind them of set this up quickly?
Yeah, I have each one of these is a slide in my notebook file, and there were some things that I went and like underlined in different colors, because as they were working today, just some things I wanted to remind them. Like I noticed some kids, like on the yearbook entries, that they weren't putting in like all of the little things, and maybe I probably should have bulleted this instead of putting it in as a paragraph, and it would have been easier for them to figure out I have to do this, and this. So yeah, we'll be going over, hopefully very quickly, each of these things, just for me to remind them, don't forget to do this, don't forget to do this. I noticed some of you not doing this.
Okay, great.
And then basically I'm just going to set them free and just walk around the room, and a lot of them, like on this word collage, I did a very lot of today of, why did you pick that word? And making them justify to me, well, I picked this one because, I picked money because, the characters are living in poverty.
Well, and that's a really good
something
segue.
that they didn't have.
And that's a good segue to my next question, was really how, when you have a whole group activity, it's easier to pose questions, it's easier to look at the questions and have sort of an idea of which questions you want to ask to ramp up the rigor. However, when it's an activity like this, it's a lot harder, right? Because everyone's at the groups are at different places, and a lot of the questions are going to be sort of directional type questions, like procedural kind of questions, and describing exactly what they should be doing. However, it sounded to me like, here's the segue, is that you brought up where you already thought of, when you're bouncing around from group to station, you are going to be posing some different questions. So you think that, will you be able to tie in some of these higher level questions, you think? Compare and contrast, or analyze this, or synthesize this, or?
I think so. It'll be harder, I think, to have them like planned out. Because, the way that they're working, a lot of it's just going to be stuff kind of on the fly based on what the kids have produced and given to me. But I can try to go through and possibly plan
even if
some
you just
stuff
use
out
terms
in
that, see, a lot of
advance.
times I noticed that, and I think you'll agree with this. A lot of times kids actually do a lot of higher level thinking, but they don't understand that they're doing it.
Right.
And so sometimes just calling it out, like you can say, well, figure this out. Well, what does figure it out means? Well, figure it out may mean that you analyze. Well, what does analyze mean? It means that you take a piece and you break it into little components, and you start, and then the next step is to compare two components, or contrast. And that's higher level skill. And they do it all the time, and you do it on the fly, and you're talking to kids, but we don't call it out for what it is sometimes. So maybe that'll, maybe you'll get a chance to call it out, because I'm sure it's going to be happening to them. It sounds like it will. Well, I did a lot of talking, and I'm not supposed to do so much talking, although trying to get through this quick because I know you're taking up your time. Is there anything on here about tomorrow that you think I should know about your lesson tomorrow? Or any questions you have about the two areas of focus that we talked about?
No, just that, expect it to be loud and expect it to be messy.
Yeah. It's not going to be a typical class with beginning, middle, and end. It's going to be more activity-based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Fair enough.
Other than that, and it's going to be, mostly self-directed. I'll just kind of be wandering around the room, helping people that need it, and kind of checking on what they're doing, just to make sure that they're on the right track. But that's just the point that we're at.
Yeah, no, fair enough. And I'll be listening for references to the standards and the level of questions. That's what I'm kind of focused on tomorrow.
Right.
Okay.
That's good.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Done.